Very good morning. In this session, I'm going to show you how to create new user and group in Linux environment. I'm Dr. Srithar, Associate Professor, Department of Experiential Learning, KL University. So now we will move into the new user creation and the password setup. So for any new user creation, or if you want to delete the user in the Linux environment, you have to do it with the root environment. You should not do it with the users. So to move into the root environment, you have to use the command called su space root. Su means switch user, root for root user. So after that, you need to provide the password to create a new user. So now the command to create a new user is that user add followed by the username. If you want to set the password for the user, pass wd followed by the username. After creating new user, if I want to log in into that user, SSH followed by the username @localhost. So you need to keep the passwords to log in into the new user. Now to create a new group, the command is simple like your user creation. Here also you need to log in as a root environment followed by the command is instead of user add, keep it as a group add followed by the group name. And finally, we can able to test whether user and group is created or not. That is to be done with the folders called /etc/passwd for user details and /etc/group for the group details. Now for this exercise, let's do the task 1, that is I'm going to create 3 different users, namely Rajesh, Kannan and Venkat, and I'm going to create a new group called Red Hat group. So let's move on to the practice part now. You just log in to your CentOS environment. I'm just to close and come back. Let's go into activities. Take your terminal, just to zoom it. Okay, so now I want to move into the root user before creating the new user. That is su space root, give the root user password. Now you can see that it has moved into root user. Now what I should do is I am going to create a new users, 3 different users, namely Rajesh, Kannan and Venkat. Let's do create user add Rajesh, new user created with the name Rajesh. Similarly for the Kannan, similarly for the next user as Venkat. Now I need to set the password for all the users. First one, pass wd Rajesh. Let's test the password. Rajesh123 as the password. Password is successfully set. Similarly, you can do it for Kannan and Venkat. Keep it Kannan123 as my password. Similarly, please do it for Venkat also. Venkat123 as my password. So that's it. Successfully created. As I already told you, if you want to test whether the user detail is created or not, you can test it with the /etc/passwd folder. Let's check it. Tail followed by /etc/passwd and enter. The last 3, please check with the last 3. This Rajesh, Kannan and Venkat. These 3 users are the newly created users. Okay, so similarly, now we will create a new group. To create a new group, the syntax is group add followed by the group name. I just make it as Red Hat as the group name. Let's see. Now Red Hat group created. Okay, so now let's test it whether how can we find this group information? As usual, tail followed by /etc/group, enter the last one, that is, can you see that red dot, and X means it is the password, and 1008, this is the unique ID for this particular group. So we have achieved our agenda, that is, 2 tasks we have done. We have created 3 different users, namely Rajesh, Kannan and Venkat. We have set the password appropriately. Next task is we have created the new user called Red Hat. Thank you. Happy learning.